Hi, it's Roger Pine from Holistiplan, and I'm sitting back in the backyard again. Apparently half the neighborhood decided this was the time to break out the leaf blowers, so I apologize if there's some of that going on in the background. We are announcing today support for multi-factor authentication, which used to be called two-factor authentication. It's the deal where you've got your username and password, but if your password were to be compromised for some reason, you have this second layer of authentication, of security, where you're able to prove who you say that you are, usually a token, that sort of thing. That's what we've got. And can I talk about passwords real quick just for a second before we move on to multi-factor authentication? One of the most popular pages on our website is most visited is the I forgot my password page. And so I might just suggest, if you are considering multi-factor authentication for you and your firm, you might first consider rolling out a password manager solution for your firm that enforces secure passwords, strong passwords, and also ones that won't be forgotten, because it takes away some of the security benefit if someone in your office is over and over again forgetting their password and resetting it over email every time they log in. But, okay, so multi-factor authentication. I'm going to move over to my laptop here. So if you are a firm administrator, so if you've been if you were the person who signed up originally for Holistiplan, or someone marked you as a firm administrator, you'll be able to have access to a page called Firm Admin. At the bottom of that page is this checkbox that says Enable Firm-Wide Multi-Factor Authentication. So yes, this is a firm-wide setting. So no matter how many people you've got in the system, multi-factor will be required for all of them once you set this setting. It won't just be for you. So let's go ahead and click this button to update that. It's going to ask me, do you want to set that up now while I'm already in the system, or on your next login? Now for me, I'm going to set it up now to show you how it works. But everyone else in your firm, the next time they log in, they will be prompted to set up this multi-factor authentication token. Let's set it up now. I'll show you kind of how it looks. You'll see this QR code. That QR code is used by an authenticator app. There's a whole bunch of them that are QR code enabled. The ones we recommend are Google Authenticator or Authy. Now, if you use a different one, it should work. I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but these are the ones that we like the best. We use within our own business. There's various reasons for that. But what you'll do is, and I'll do it right now actually, on your device, iPhone, Android, you'll bring up that authentication app and you will aim it at that QR code on screen there. So I'm going to say here, I use the Google Authenticator. I'm going to say I'm going to create a new one, scan a barcode, and then I line it up, boom, secret saved. And so now that username is in this authenticator. Now my only last step I need to do is enter the 6-digit code that's in my authenticator, and that then syncs the two together so that, and here we go, successfully reset. Now the next time I log in, it's going to ask me to authenticate with another 6-digit code, and that's going to be based on this now live authentication token that's in my app on my phone. I'm going to do that right now. All right, so I just went through the login page where I entered my username and password, and now it's asking me for a 6-digit token. And so that token is supplied by that authenticator app that I just enabled for the site. Go ahead and submit that, and hooray, I was able to log in successfully. So one thing about using an authenticator token like this two-factor authentication, is we need, in order to make it useful, the site needs to force people to log back in every now and then. If we just save your session, it's called a session when you log in. If we just allow you to stay logged in forever, it's not really as secure, because the whole point is we need to make sure that we're authenticating you when you're using the system. So what you'll find is, starting next week, every time you close the browser and come back to Holistiplan, it will ask you to log back in. And that's different from how it was before, where it was actually a 2-week period. That was our default before. 2 weeks before, it would log you out, and then you would have to log back in and supply your credentials. Now it's every time you close the browser. Now some firms actually require something more stringent than that. They require you to have to log out, or they require the session to end after a certain period of time. And that's a new setting at the very, very bottom of this firm admin page again. I can set it to, let me just scroll down here, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 5 days, 1 day. And so that's, again, a firm-wide setting where you can say, yes, make sure this session will end after a certain amount of time, forcing that user to log back in. And you probably have, or if you have a robust set of security protocols within your firm, that might be part of it, is to require sessions to end every day, even every few hours, so that when someone leaves their desk to go to lunch or something like that, it logs itself out after a period of inactivity. Now that might be irritating to some folks because no one likes to have to log back in a million times. But again, if you're using a password manager, that's not a big step. And it really just makes the whole environment far more secure. We're all working in different environments now. We're not all in a lockdown office like we were. And so adding security features like these, I think, are going to be critical in these coming weeks as we're just all adjusting to this new way of working, of protecting our clients' data. That is multi-factor authentication. We think you're going to find it pretty easy to set up, but it's going to give you some good peace of mind that since we're dealing with such sensitive tax information for your clients, that it's just that much better protected from here on out. Thanks.